Hey guys
and gals.
We are FF Rainmakers, and we've been pretty successful this past year and even the end of last year at daily fantasy football, basketball. We play FanDuel, DraftKings, and now Yahoo as well. And we've been getting a lot of questions about our strategies and what do we think about when we're putting together a lineup. So we just wanted to put together a video to share our knowledge with you. And basically we boiled it down to 3 simple rules. Are you ready?
And we're giving these away to you guys, and we don't even have to kill you, okay? All right, the secret sauce.
All right, so here it is. Number 1.
You have to know the difference between
a cash lineup and a GPP, which stands for Guaranteed Prize Pool, also known as a tournament lineup.
And this is huge, okay? You really need to know the difference.
Because I think people are putting together a lineup thinking it could go
Win
for
both.
Yeah, but that is not true.
No, it's not true. Okay.
For us, a cash lineup, you want to diversify your risk. Tournament lineups, you go for high risk plays. You go for sleeper picks.
Yeah, lone guys. I mean, it's like trying to hit a home run, okay? Because you're going up against guys, okay? So in a given tournament, there's like 200,000 entries or whatever for the really big ones.
Yeah.
I mean, so really think about this, okay? And you're putting in, what, 20 lineups? And you think you could go up against the big boys, the Sharks, who put in hundreds and hundreds? And I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna be honest, okay? We put in 400 lineups at one point, okay? On regular basis, 200 even at a certain point, okay? And we only got like half our money back in those tournaments playing that way. And yes, we got really close, okay? We've scored over 200 many times, okay? But it still didn't even get us that much money, okay? And yes, we were close where if we just switched out like 2 players, we would have won the big thing. But that's how they get you. They get you by saying you're gonna win $1 million this week.
That's right.
Okay, and then you guys are complaining why my bankroll is gone. Okay, because all you guys are doing is just playing this tournament thinking you're gonna win it when you don't have a huge bankroll to start off with. If you had a huge one, then of course you keep playing, and maybe one day you're gonna hit one. But if you don't have thousands of dollars, okay, you shouldn't be playing in them, guys. And that's just being honest.
Yep. So that's rule number 1. We've been making our money through the cash games. So through the 50-50s, more so 50-50s than double ups, because even that, the difference between a 50-50 is 50-50, it's just 50%. If you're in the top half, you win. A double up, on the other hand, they don't take the juice, they don't take their 10 or 20%, but you have to finish in the top 40%. So it is a little bit more difficult. It's going to be a slightly higher cut line. So we've been winning mainly through 50-50s.
Yeah, it's safer, guys. I mean, it's like the stock market, right? There's the low risk stocks, and then the ones that you just want to hit big, right? But man, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, right? You have like 20 weeks, guys.
That's
okay?
right.
So just think of it that way. Take it slow, okay? So our rule number 2, okay, we're gonna how we, make a lineup is, okay, we have a thing called 150 point rule, okay? And so what we do is our 50-50 lineups, we try to get 150 points. We know doesn't happen every week, right?
Right.
But that's our goal,
That's the
to hit 150 points each week. And 150 points is not going to win a tournament, okay? We know that. That's why we've been telling you guys, don't play in those tournaments, man, unless you have a huge bankroll, okay?
But 150 points
150 points will
pretty much
100% of the time would win you 50-50
50-50.
if you could get 150 points every week.
Yes.
Which is really hard. But so what we do in a like FanDuel, 60,000, right? That's the
salary cap.
Salary cap. So we try to play 2.5 per $1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So
2.5 points per $1,000 of salary.
Yes. So 60,000 that equals to 150. Okay.
Right.
So if a player is worth X amount, say Julio Jones 9,000, whatever,
Yeah.
and you times that 2.5, and then you figure out, the points. You're like, oh, do I think his projection, is he gonna be getting that point this week? And then if he doesn't, you move on to the next guy, right? You look for another guy that could get that point, okay? And that's how we construct our lineups, okay? And that's why we construct our lineups with cheaper QBs,
Right.
okay? Because they don't have the high risk, right? Like a lot of times the higher value QBs, yes, potentially they will do better, right? I mean, that's why they're worth more. But when they don't, that's when your lineup it's over, it's gone. Okay?
Yeah, it all depends on the matchups too.
Yeah, and there's a little secret in our lineup thing that we do also. Okay, so why we go cheap QB? Another reason is, think about this concept. Okay, a QB, any QB. Okay, if you're starting in the NFL, any QB can get you points. Okay, listen to why. Because a QB touches the ball every single play. Okay, so we like to call it opportunity, right? So a QB touches the ball every play. That means he has an opportunity to score points. So a low-end QB, high-end QB, doesn't matter. They touch the ball every single offensive play, okay? And wide receivers aren't always true. It's not true with that, right? So that's why we like to go a little bit more of a couple stud receivers,
Right.
okay?
You want to get
Guys that are
value in
gonna get
QB, but spend more on running backs and receivers.
Yeah, because the higher value ones definitely get.
There is a bigger difference.
There is a bigger difference, guys. And another thing that you guys should remember too is I know people have been saying, go for cheap defense and cheap kicker, okay? Because it doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
But it matters.
Yes.
It's huge in the 50-50s, okay? You don't want to take a risk on like a cheap defense on a 50-50, guys. In a tournament, okay, go for it. Why not, okay?
Right.
Like we talked about. But in 50-50,
Right.
you
have to spend a little more to lower your risk.
People been talking about, kickers doesn't matter.
Right.
I see that on YouTube everywhere. But
A kicker that gets 5 points versus a kicker that gets 10 points, that
Huge.
5 points
That's it.
can
winning,
be the difference between winning
and
and
losing. That's it, guys. And if you've been following us, you've been noticing like we pay for our kickers, because we pay for our kickers with great offenses, right?
Right.
Okay, we don't go for a kicker with a terrible offense because sometimes they give you 0, then it's over. You're done. Your lineup's done. It's over. Okay.
All right, so
Rule 3.
rule number 3, where do you bet?
Where are you gonna put that lineup that you spent all week building, that perfect line? Where are you gonna put it in, right? That's the key too. You guys think, I could just put it anywhere. It'll just win.
Yeah.
That's not true, guys.
You want to put it in the larger pools whenever possible. For us, we like the 100-player pools in a 50-50.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the largest ones for FanDuel.
Yeah, it used to be. Remember last year that they used to have like 200 and all that stuff, but
Yeah, it
they
used to
got
be
rid of
big.
that. But yeah,
So you just got to beat 50 people.
yeah, and try not to. Let me explain why we don't put it in the 50 or the 20 player or the 10. Think about this concept. If you look at who's entering these lineups, you see the same players, guys. You'll notice, right? The Sharks that are in these tournaments. So if you put it in a 50 player pool, right? I mean, 20 of them is going to be Sharks, guys. It's going to be professionals that play this week in, week out for
You guys
thousands
have
of
seen
dollars. You've seen it.
Condia, right?
And all these different, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? These Sharks, okay? So when they're in the tournaments, you only have, so in a 20-player league or 50-player, there's 15 of them are Sharks. Look, you're competing against professionals, but in 100, if 15 are Sharks, you still have all that room to play with, right?
Yeah.
Okay? And yes, sometimes you could beat them. It's true. They don't win every single week. But if you play week in and week out, okay? Why put it in a 20 when 15, 10 of them, half of them are sharks, guys.
Would
It's
you
just
go
uphill
to the
battle,
World
dude.
Series of Poker and want to play against Johnny Chan and
All those
the
professionals
pros every time?
No.
You don't want to do that. You
I
want
mean-
to play against the average Joes.
right? The other guys that are playing, right? The guys that are not watching this video, right? Okay, so I mean, that's why we play in the 100-man or 100-player pool, okay?
Yep.
That's why.
All right. We shared a lot with you, but it's 3 simple
Simple.
rules. Follow that, and you can be successful in daily fantasy just like we have.
Baby,